Good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and yes, my one line says it all. I have to show a snow accumulation map for Michigan, and there will be many places that see some accumulation as the colder air moves in. Boy, what a shock this is going to be. Hey, one last day of warm uh, tropical shirts, so to speak, and then I got to start digging out the warm stuff, and you do too. Okay, so we're going to start with the big picture so you can get a feel for this is a cold spell and it's got legs. And when you talk about lasting 10 days, then you say, ooh, maybe it's here for the duration. And I think it could be. I think we probably start our winter season coming up tomorrow or Saturday. So here we are. And we go through the day today. It's going to be a wonderful day with sunshine and near record warmth. Looks like a lot of places will not break a record, but you'll come within 2 or 3 degrees or so. So who cares if it's officially a record? It's going to be very nice. Unless, of course, you're the hardest core winter lover there is. And even there, you're going to have a shock to your system. So this is tomorrow morning. And we're still in the mild sector tomorrow morning into early afternoon. But then as the remnants of Nicole move up the East Coast, the cold air gets yanked down, and that's Friday afternoon, Friday night. I'll show you that to you a little closer. And by Saturday morning, the cold air is still oozing into the southeast, but the rest of the state has been taken over by the cold. And by Saturday afternoon and evening, we are well cold enough for snow, unless you're right along the shoreline where the water temperatures are still 45 to 50 degrees. And then we go into Sunday, and that's a winter pattern. And we go into next week, Monday and Tuesday. Do we see the red lines coming back toward us? No, we don't. We actually see kind of a disturbance forming in the cold air over the Great Lakes Wednesday and Thursday. And that is, hey, good morning, Grand Traverse Resort and Spa and Grant Jacobus. Thanks for checking in. So this is next Thursday. So there's a general snow pattern circulating around, not with heavy amounts of moisture, but with the lake effect set up and with the warm lakes, we will have to watch for some real amounts of snow. And we're into next Friday, and look at 10 days out. This is next Saturday, November 19th, and it just shows deep cold. So will there be a let up in a couple weeks? Probably. But prior to that, we better think more winter than fall. Now, the cold front tomorrow doesn't have a whole lot of fanfare with it as far as precipitation amounts go. This is Friday morning and Friday afternoon and Friday evening. So you can see in some places, a lot of places, it could almost sneak through dry. And then we go to Saturday and you see the blue starting to show up. That's the snowfall. And it, really takes on the look of a lake effect snow by Saturday night on a northwest wind. Traverse City area, Kalkaska, Mansalona, down the lake, and then down in the southwest corner, and of course the UP sections. And we go into next week, Tuesday, late Tuesday into Wednesday, you get more of an overall snow showery look. Hey, it's Manastique Paul. I like that name. And we're into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So I wanted to try this slogan on you, but I didn't know if it really worked because it does imply 0-degree temperatures. But I think the weather is going from hero to zero real quickly here in the next 24 hours, but not technically 0. Okay. All right. So this is the way I thought I'd show you how the cold is going to progress. This is the surface temperature forecast from this afternoon through Friday evening, and you can see the cold front work its way across lower Michigan, and so it'll take still till Friday night, Saturday morning, um, that we see the extreme cold making it into the southeast part of the state. Carmelita says she's got a weather headache, and my wife woke up with one this morning too. So maybe there's a lot to that. I hear that from my wife and a lot of people. The weather's going to change. I've got a headache. Yeah, I certainly believe it's possible. Okay, now here I got to show it to you. So, you know, before I get into the snowfall map, I got to cover my butt a little bit. A couple of things happen at this time of the year. Near the water, you could stay rain within half mile or a mile of any Great Lake because the water temperature is 45 to 50, constantly funneling in there. It can be transient because the ground is still warm until it won't be warm for long, but next couple of days it's still warm. So, snow can pile up a couple inches, go away, pile up. It'd be hard for you to say, how much snow do we have? So I'm showing you this map, and it probably is heavier amounts than what you think you will get, but it gives you a good idea that, it's real snow. It's not a state closed down type snow, but it's our first real one. Okay, barometric pressure, headache, Harriet Cutler. I'd, I'd like to look into that. I have unofficially over the last 22 years. I believe it, but I haven't been able to peg scientific data to it yet. So, total snowfall through Sunday, a couple of inches, let's call it, in the snow belts of northwest lower Michigan, southwest lower Michigan, along the shoreline up through Muskegon and Ludington. But remember, Muskegon, you're on the water, so you can be all rain 5 miles inland. It could be coated with a couple of inches of snow. And in the UP, yeah, there could be another 6 inches or so. Of course, you've already had a bigger snow this year already. Now, the next thing we have to realize is that east side of the state, you don't really get much snow. You maybe get some spurts of lake effect that break off, come your way, but we're going to get into the deep cold. So, winterizing the boat, anything that you have to wrap up before ground freezes, you're going to have to do that. Cabin, if you have one of those, you winterize it. Normally we don't worry about first night when it drops to 28 here or there, but you'll see at the end of this forecast late next week, we're talking 30s for highs and low 20s and teens for lows. So these are the high temperature forecasts, okay? So, hey, Larry's laptops, cool your jets. This is a weather discussion, bud. You've been warned, or I'll kick you off. We don't like politics here. So 70-ish today. Now tomorrow's high is kind of deceiving. You see, 60 Saginaw, that's still great. 59 Ann Arbor, that's great. That's a midnight high temperature and slowly falling through the day so that by the time you get to mid-afternoon on Friday, you're with the coat on. And Saturday's highs are even a little deceiving in the southeast because that's still a morning high temperature and falling temperatures through the day. But, at Traverse City, 37, that's a real temp on Saturday. And Grand Rapids, 40, yeah, maybe. Uh, yeah, Brian, yes, I actually had COVID here I had it on Sunday and Monday. I had a fever. Tuesday I felt fine. I feel fine. I just sound like crap. So I'm over it, getting better all the time. So Sunday, mid 30s for highs. Monday, upper 30s in the south, low 30s in the north. Tuesday, upper 30s for highs. Wednesday, Thursday, upper 30s. Then look at next Friday and Saturday. Everything kind of showing a secondary burst of cold air. Highs maybe only freezing in southern Michigan. And by Saturday, November 19th, maybe highs only in the 20s. This model tends to overdo the early cold way out in the distance. But point is, it's there. Hey, thank you, Jim Biddle. And look at the low temperatures. So Friday morning in lows in the 50s. Again, deceiving because the temperatures are going opposite of what they normally do. Saturday in the 30s, but Sunday in the 20s, Monday mid 20s, Tuesday 20s, Wednesday 30s with the snow around, and Thursday too. Then Friday lows maybe 18 in Grand Rapids to low 20s, and Saturday lows in the low 20s, some single digits forming off in Wisconsin. So basically what I want you to get out of this is that it's a real cold change. It's the real thing. Um, you know, does it mean we're in a winter forever? It probably does. But I do believe that we always have, a let up on early cold, and so that we might get to sometime in late November or early December and have a week of highs in the 40s, something like that. But today's the last day. I warned you for a long time, and it's happening. So thanks for joining me on the MLive Warning Weather Update. Morning weather update. Still hard to talk. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and now my job shifts to how much snow and where. We'll be detailing that here, I'm sure, over the next few days and through the weekend. Now the fun begins for me on weather forecasting. Take care. Have yourselves a great day. Enjoy the last one. Bye.